What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke, and you can tell by my smile that the Pies have absolutely pantsed the Blue Baggers. So good, so good. Let's just roll that intro and jump straight into it. Of course, just before we do jump straight into it, follow me on all my socials, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Been using TikTok a lot more. Some very, very, very salty Carlton supporters on there, and I just love replying to them. They can say what they want. Dom Sheed, oh cool man. Your biggest achievement in the last 25 years has been another team's premiership. That says a lot about your freaking club, let me tell you. Anyway, let's just jump into the game. So as you all are well aware, there was a lot riding on this game. Not because it was just our arch rivals, but because they were pushing a spot for the top 8 and finals. We were on the cusp of, 8th, 9th and 10th. So we needed to put a bit of a gap between us and 12th place. The ledger had to be evened. We were on 126 wins. They were on 127 wins with 4 draws between us. So we needed to get that win to kind of even the ledger and get, history on the right side of us. And in that first half, it was tense. Let me tell you, I was shaking. It was very, very insane, very seesawing affair. I think the first 5 minutes, we just came out to play. That we absolutely smashed them, lots of the ball and stuff like that. But then the next 5 minutes, it was Carlton, then us, then Carlton, then us. And in the second quarter, they got a little bit of a run, a little bit of a sniff. I think they kicked about 5 goals in that second quarter, and you go far out. They're on here. We were doing a little bit of stuff that was not so much wrong, but just, we could tighten up on a little bit of things. And in the second half, that's exactly what we did. Kind of like what we did against the Kangaroos last week. Our second half was amazing. We kept Carlton goalless for an entire half. I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened for over 110 years. If I heard that stat correctly. If I didn't, oh well. But let's run with that. 110 years it hasn't happened. They've been goalless in the second half. Doesn't sound right, but anyway, let's go with it. But Collingwood absolutely nailed them. We kicked only one goal in that third quarter. But in the fourth, we came out and played, and that was probably, that second half was probably our best second half for the year. Yes, we had, 4 quarters in round 1 against the Bulldogs, and, all these little games here and there. But I think that not even the second half, that entire game was probably our most hard-fought and our best win of the season. Again, coming up against arch rivals, it's always going to be that little bit sweeter, but you could put a Gold Coast or a Port Adelaide or a Geelong, and that win would still have been just as good. It's just that little bit sweeter now that we beat Carlton and put a nice dagger into their top finals hopes. So much promise. The wheels are falling off the Teague train. So there was a lot to like about this performance. I always say it every week. When you win, there's a lot to like. When you lose, there's not a lot to like. But there was really a lot to like. Let me start it off by saying, Josh Thomas, our small forward, our boy in 2018, had a quiet 2019 and even quieter 2020. He produced 2018 form yesterday. Everywhere, crumbing a goal. He kicked 2 goals. It's exactly what we want for him. Front and centre. And he works well when Cox is in the team. Who would have thought? Who would have thought a key forward in the team would help our small forwards? Insane. Absolutely insane. But he did, and Steve-O benefited from it as well, playing as that sort of that deepish forward with Cox in the team. But JT, 2018 form, you love to see it. Look, I've been heaps critical about him. Heaps saying he shouldn't be in the team. But you can see why they left him in the team, because he is able to produce these bursts of just brilliance, and that's exactly what we saw, and that's what we saw in 2018. Looks like the Swoop squad is back. Something else that I really loved, Josh Dacos, talked about him heaps, most improved player in the competition. There was a time last year maybe where I thought he's just not cut out for it. Do you see him on the list in a couple of years? But he's turned that all around. He will be our most improved player come year's end. Wouldn't be surprised if he's not, top 6 or 7 in the Copeland either. What he's been able to do, that finesse, that poise. I've seen people on Twitter and stuff saying that they remind him of a young Pendlebury. And, I can kind of see that. Like, a Pendlebury with, Peter Dacos' goal sensibility. That's crazy. That's exactly what we want, and that's exactly what we're getting at the moment. Just love the way he's going about it and the way he's turned his career around. Another thing I like, I touched a little bit about it before, Mason Cox. Getting front and centre, getting those marks, taking a good defender with him, bringing it to ground, everything that a key forward and Mason Cox should be doing in the team, he did yesterday. And like I said, with JT 2018 form, Mason Cox, that's probably his best game since that Richmond preliminary final that we always talk about. But, he might have not kicked 3, 4 or 5 or took a million contested marks, but the things he was doing around the ground, the marking, meters gained, contested possession, knocking it to the ground. Those 1%ers, exactly what we want from him and exactly what he did. I usually only do 3 likes, but a 4th one has to be said for Brayden Maynard and Darcy Moore. Locks for all Australian. Has to be. Or there's something wrong with the selectors. Brayden Maynard is having a career best form. He's the most elite defender in the competition. Elite numbers, literally. Go to Fox Footy's post and they talk about him. Elite. Darcy Moore, intercepting king. We don't win the game if one of them aren't playing. Crazy good. And, I was talking to someone, I can't remember, I think it was on Twitter or something, or Instagram comments. Darcy Moore or Maynard will probably finish first and second, or equal first, in the Copeland Trophy. That's how good of a season they're both having. Some things that I didn't like, and of course there's always going to be things that you don't like in games, even if you win them. There was times where we would get caught out on the break. Carlton were really good at going coast to coast, and what would happen, even when they were counter-attacking, was with our game plan, we commit too much players forward, and what happens when we counter-attack or we stuff up or they get the turnover, they can come straight over our heads, find a free player in the 50 and go for goal. What happened at one stage, Eddie Betts was free. No one was on him. Curnow from a centre bounce was free. No one was on him. Takes that mark, they kick a goal. These little things like that can be tightened up. Like from a centre bounce, everyone should have a player. So how they leave someone free, Curnow, free like that is a bit weird. And, I was pretty livid when that happened because stuff like that shouldn't be happening in this day and age. Not really much else to dislike. That was really my main one. Oh, I know another one. Oh, God. I have to get this footage up. There should be footage playing here. Jaden Stevenson's snap at the end of the third quarter. Something like that, when it's such a tight game, you've got to take 30 seconds off the clock. You go back. He was 20 metres out. You drop punt the ball. You kick a goal. Okay. If he misses, he misses. It'll be dumb if he misses, but if he misses, he misses. I can forgive that. What I can't forgive is taking a great mark like that, 20 metres out, game on the line, a goal would put us ahead going into the fourth quarter. Instead, he goes for a snap, low percentage, a lot of crowd, not a lot of time to think about it. Sure, he probably kicks that 8 out of 10 times, but I don't want to hear about those 8 out of 10 times because that could happen in the first quarter, the second quarter, where that stuff really doesn't matter. In the third quarter, in a close game like this, coming to the end of the third quarter, you take the 30 seconds off the clock, you go back, you slot that goal, and then we go up. You don't take the mark, adrenaline's pumping, take the mark, everyone's created around trying to put on the mark, and you play on a kick. If he kicks it, yes, it looks good, awesome, amazing. But he didn't, that's the thing. It's those 2 out of 10 times where it comes back to bite you on the arse. Luckily, this didn't, but had it been a team like Port or a team like Brisbane who can put you to the sword, stuff like that does come and bite you on the arse. So what I say, Jaden, love you, but just go back, calm down, settle, 30 seconds off the clock, kick that goal. A couple of special mentions. Taylor Adams, 7 clearances. Pendlebury, 6 clearances. Tyler Brown, 4 clearances. All played so well, especially Taylor Adams. He had a really good game. Only played 67% of the game. Just a lot of rotating and stuff like that. you want to give him a rest and stuff like that fixture. Played a really good game. The skipper played a really good game. Tyler Brown coming in, amazing. You know, there was a bit in the first, second quarter where I was kind of hesitant whenever he got the ball, but he grew with the game, and you can see why he got a game. Jamie Elliott, 8 tackles. Isaac Quaynor, 5 tackles. The run that IQ and Crisp were providing off that half back was just chef kiss. Exquisite, amazing, second to none. That's exactly what we need to get our game moving. We played very defensively in the last, I want to say maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, or 3, 4, 5 games ago. But now we're starting to take the game on through the corridor, attacking a little bit more exciting football. You know, not much of that chip kicking going around, going backwards and stuff like that. It's good to see that attack. So like last week, I got you guys to ask me a couple of questions on Instagram, which I'm going to answer right now. So let's just jump into it. So the first one asks, Elliott more useful up forward or in the middle? Now, I love Elliott in the middle and up forward. At the moment, I think he is more suited in the middle. Just provides that energy and that burst that we need. Kind of like what the goalie was doing. Getting those tackles in the middle, those clearances, inside 50 entries. So at the moment, leave Elliott in the middle. The goalie comes in, he plays predominantly forward. Don't want to see him in the middle at all. Who out of Adams and Moore do you think is the more valuable player in the team? So obviously, well, valuable here was in quotation marks, as you can see. They're both valuable. I love them both. But if I had to pick, oh God, it's like picking a favourite child that I don't have. Moore's more valuable. The way he intercept marks, the way he's that general down back, the way he can shut down forwards. And it's not even just that. It's not even the intercept marking or being able to shut down forwards. He propels attacks. He nearly had a shot at goal because he was running with the ball and taking guys on and stuff like that. Inside 50s, rebounds from inside 50s. Like I said last week, he stopped 58% of the Kangaroos' attack, and that's just amazing. Adams, he's grunt, he's in and under, second to none, but I think Moore is more valuable out of those two. Another one here, how good is Quaynor? I love Quaynor. How long have I been talking about IQ for? Go back to my first video in 2019, the JLT Fremantle game. I talk about IQ. I absolutely love him. Love him. His run, his dash, what did I say? 5 tackles, 300 metres gained, 13 pressure acts, 1 clearance. 3 inside 50s, 7 rebounds from 50. 7 rebounds. That's crazy. He's only played a handful of games. That's absolutely crazy. Amazing. I can't talk more highly of him. Do you think this is the stepping stone to set us up for the rest of the year? Yes. 100%. Look, what this game meant to the boys, you could tell. What this game meant to the supporters, you can tell. But what this game meant in terms of our foreseeable future, it showed that we can play to that contest now. We can, we've stopped that overly defensive game plan. With Cox in the team, we look 100 times better than we did 4 or 5 weeks ago. We've got that dash. We've got that run. We're getting a good mix. Yes, we still got to go on the sidelines. Yes, Trelaw. Yes, Howe. They come in. We can go as far as we want to go. Right? I'll always be an advocate to say that we can win a premiership. I always believe that we'll win a premiership. When we're playing good or not. If we're in the bottom 4 sides. But what I mean is, that Carlton game was our best game for the season. Yes, okay, the Western Bulldogs was a good 4-quarter performance. But the grit, Carlton really brought it to us. And to play that second half like we did, that's crazy good. And yeah, so there was a lot of questions here actually about can we win the premiership? How are we going to go? We'll go all the way. If we believe we can go all the way, we'll go all the way. Look, and of course we might not win it. There's some couple of good sides. But you get Degoe, Howe, Trelaw back for finals. Sire, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? 4 good ins for first week of finals. Oh, I love it. There's a lot of questions here that I just can't get to, but God, you guys ask amazing questions. I will get to them somehow. Oh, God, there's so many. I love all you guys. There's so many questions. Let's go one more. Let's just do one of these, and we are going to go with this one. Will it be Darcy Cameron or Mason Cox permanently in the forward line from now on? If you look at Darcy Cameron's stats, 1 disposal, 5 hitouts, -3 metres gained. Not that that's a good indication of how well they played. And 2 tackles. We have to persevere with Mason Cox. But I also do like that 3 forward option. And Darcy Cameron, what happens is he gives a chop out to Brodie Grundy, and then we can just have Cox play as a deep forward. So that 3 talls works. Does Darcy Cameron work? He does, but he doesn't. But, in saying that, who do you give that 3rd tall option to? Well, if Ben Reid was in the team, 100%. If he was ready to go, definitely. But he's not, and we can't trust his calf to hold up, or his hamstring to hold up throughout a game. So do you give it to Max Lynch to make his debut against Brisbane? He chops out Grundy, and for all intents and purposes, really good ruckman. From everything that everyone's saying in the twos and stuff, really good ruckman. So do you chop him out? Have Grundy rest deep forward. So I think Cox over Cameron at the moment. But anyway, guys, so many questions. Thank you so much. I'll try and get to as many of these as I can on my Instagram, Swoop Luke. Look, final thoughts. I absolutely loved yesterday's performance. Loved it more that Carlton, we just put a dagger into their finals hopes. I want to give a shout out right here to Blue Abroad and Pomming in Oz. What we did this week, don't worry about the win or the loss. What we did this week on YouTube and on Instagram, that animosity, absolutely loved it. I loved that beef, something that's been lacking, I feel, online. Yes, we're always going to hate Carlton, or we're always going to hate Essendon or something. But this sort of presence, I absolutely adore it. And I thank you guys for being really good sports. I'm glad I don't have to wear a Blues jersey. Cannot wait to see Pommy and Oz wear that Collingwood jersey. But anyway, Swoopers, enjoy the win until we verse Brisbane, and we'll just smash them as well. But in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. Swoop you later.
Ooh la la.